We've only waited, what, 2 or 3 months for this?
2.
You're a busy woman.
I am.
And I applaud you for that.
Thank you.
Because it's not something that everyone could do, you know what I'm saying? We have Manuela vibes here, everyone. Welcome to VidaDeDon. I go by the name of DjDonStylez. And thanks for being here, because I obviously know that you have a hectic schedule. And trying to get a hold of a DJ is actually not as easy as it seems, especially you. Yeah, so thanks for that. I definitely want to dive in sort of by starting off, why Manuela vibes?
Well, first, thanks for having me.
Okay.
Why Manuela vibes? Well, first off, I started the Manuela vibes even before I was a DJ. So before, like, let's get into my work, because that has like a little bit to do with my work.
Okay, yeah, let's dive into it.
So before DJing, I was in aviation. So I was in the corporate world. Like I did it the whole way around. Like I did college, then corporate world, then I was like, this is not it. I was like, I need to like put my creative outlet somewhere else. So then I had an accessory line where I would like sell accessories from Colombia, like eyes, like the evil eyes.
Okay.
So then I would sell those here. So then that's why I kind of like changed Manuela vibes. Because for me, it's like vibes is all about like frequencies, right? So I feel like when I walk into a room, I just like to uplift the energy.
Yeah.
And you uplift the energy just by not having low frequency emotions.
Of course, yeah, 100%. Yeah. And so, did you go to college out here in Miami?
I did. I did middle school, high school. I did 2 years of college.
And you were born out here in Miami?
No,
Florida?
I know. I was born in Colombia, Medellin. I'm repping.
Yeah,
Colombia. Yeah, Medellin.
Okay. And at what age did you move over here?
So my mom so I'm the youngest of 3 older brothers. So my family moved out here, but we would come for vacation, right? A couple of months here and there. And then at 11 years old, I came here completely. At 11, yeah.
How was that transition? Do you remember?
Of course I do. I was I was already like a grown up. I was already like super grown up. It was definitely a change. In Colombia, there was like a lot of humble moments, and I lived in a farm also with like my dad for like 2 years, like in a massive farm with like a bunch of animals.
With horses and pigs?
We had horses.
And chickens?
We had chickens.
That's fire.
Yeah, I loved it. And that was actually like one of the best times of like my childhood. But then here, I came into a world of like consumerism. Of like, my family here would eat out so much, and it was just, I wasn't used to like the amount of food, amount of like buying, amount of clothes. Like it was just a lot for me. But
so if you had the opportunity to do what you do back home at the level that you're doing it now, would you go back
and live there?
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah,
I feel like my goal, I guess, like way down the line, is just to go back and go to the farm.
You see yourself living in a farm? That's fire.
I mean, not in a farm like that, but I really want to be just self-sufficient, and I feel just that gives you. And I just want to be in like land and nature, and I've worked so much in Miami, and I've been in this like non-stop that I kind of want to just go there and just grow.
I have like aspirations of living in a house where I have my yard, because I come from Boston, so I was born in Boston.
Okay.
And over there's like houses, like actual houses with nice yards. Out here you don't really see that as much, where you could create your own garden, where you could grow your own, fruits. You could plant certain things, and out here I feel like you're limited, especially due to the weather as well.
Exactly.
But that's super dope. Okay, so if you weren't a DJ, what would you think you'd be? Someone in the aviation field?
No. I mean, I feel like I was in the aviation field because I'm kind of a nerd in a way, and I was really like, with my older brothers, they're like, you have to get like a corporate job. They're very like, for me to do this. I come
from that too, yeah.
For me to do this now, it was a huge surprise. I didn't tell my mom I quit my job a year after, or like my family. Like I didn't tell them that I quit. I told them that I was still, working, or because it was such a shock for them, especially socially, and especially like Latin American families, and then they're not used to that, not security, right? Not having that security. I feel like that translates into like that Hispanic culture. So I was like, you know what I thought? I was like, I should have done this way earlier. I should have like quit and like
just
went
go
for
100,
after. Yeah.
Go 100% towards the DJing. So like, at what age would you say that you started getting into that DJ stuff?
So
more or less.
So okay, so let's go back to Colombia and growing up in Medellin, right?
Yes, let's do it.
So Medellin, when you're born there, I feel like automatically you're a reggaeton like fan because we have so many talent from Medellin. So I grew up listening to reggaeton, to Maluma, J Balvin, Raycon, all of these like.
I assume Nicky Jam.
Right? Also,
okay.
like he went to Colombia and in Medellin he blew up.
Popped. Facts. Yeah.
So I grew up just obviously knowing all these kinds of like people, and when I came here, I was like, I need to meet these people and I want to add value to them. Like I want to work with them and not just be like a pretty face. I just want to like work with them. So I started meeting people from the industry, but I was just like I was still working at aviation, so I really had nothing to add or to offer or anything like that. So I was like, no, I really want to learn and just add value to like the industry for sure.
So your interest sparked up in like your interest in DJing sparked up in Colombia. That's where you kind of gained the interest.
My love for music.
Your love for music.
Yeah, I feel like DJing, you have to like love music.
Yeah,
it's not about DJing.
It's
not about like it's like let's go back. Yeah. So the love for music, then after the thought of DJing, also that like the love for music carries out to being DJ because like you can do so many things in the creative world. Like I don't have to also be a DJ. I could also be like from here on out. I mean, I don't want to be in clubs forever.
Yeah, same here. I feel like once I reach a certain age, it's like I want to DJ when I want to DJ, not when I have to.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Do you remember your first gig? Where?
Yeah, of course.
Well, let's hear it.
So I started at El Patio Wynwood. I don't know if you guys have heard of it.
In Miami, okay.
So I know the owner, Catalina. She gave me my first
Shout
gig.
out to Catalina.
Shout out to Cata. She knows I love her and I'm so grateful. It was so funny. I met her and she was doing a group of girl DJs. And Catalina. A month before, at Catalina,
okay.
She's the owner and she's like, Manu, we went riding. I remember like if it was yesterday. And we were out riding and she's like, Manu, I had told a friend, like as of a joke, you know when you're joking with like friends and you're like, oh, I want to DJ or like, that's it.
So this is how this started off.
So I made a joke to another DJ. And he's like, Manu, when he heard me say that, he's like, Manu, I'll go all in for you. That's what he said.
Who's his friend? We gotta give him his.
Harvey DJ. He's one of the DJs in like in Spanish, Deja Vu. Like there's also like a lot of I don't know if you guys have heard. Probably not. Well, but in the Colombian lifestyle, there was a club here named Deja Vu.
I haven't been.
Where it's way back. Anyway, so he started that. He would also play at Dirty Rabbits way back when Dirty Rabbit just opened.
Okay.
And then he would tell me, Manu, come and listen to my sets, and then just come and listen to it.
Take some notes, yeah.
So that was that. That was like 2 months happened, and then I go riding with Catalina, and she tells me, Manu, I'm doing a group of girl DJs, but some are in DJs, like because she had like an in-house DJ that had an academy. So she's like, oh, if I can't find girls, I'm just gonna find girls and have them go through the academy. So I'm like, no, she's not just telling you right now that she's literally.
That's kind of fire.
So she's telling me, listen, I have 2 really good DJs, but I want like a group of girls and I want them like every single Tuesday, and I want to prep them and I'm gonna invest in them. And so she's like, so I'm like riding my bike and I'm like, how do I tell her that I want that job? Like to like, so I'm like, Kata, you know that I've told Harvey that I wanted to be a DJ. She's like, she didn't even let me finish. She's like, tomorrow. It was a Monday.
Wow.
And then she's like, tomorrow was the second day was the first night that they were gonna do it. She's like, tomorrow, go and I'll introduce you to the academy owner and everything. So she gave me a job.
Wow.
And she gave me classes, basically.
Wow.
So they're like, here.
Wow.
How do you say no? Like,
No,
it just kept like looking for me.
You have to take that and run. And that's exactly what you did.
I did. But you know what? It kept calling me. Like, I kept like saying no, or like the DJ life. I kept like, no, I don't know if it was for me or like.
So like,
I kept pushing it away, or like I was very scared in the beginning.
So was I. I used to only do private events.
Okay.
Believe it or not. I'll give you a quick little history because this interview is about you, not about me.
Okay.
But I'm gonna give you a little sauce. So, shout out Miwe because Miwe's gonna know about this spot, and Campe as well. And shout out my other brother Leo, who's behind the camera as well. Mojitos in Randolph, Massachusetts. I was DJing a private event there, and there's this one lady named Elga. Shout out to Elga. She heard me DJing at this private event, and she walked up to me, and she was like, "Hey, like, what are you doing next Friday? I'm listening to you DJ at this private event. You should come back here next Friday." And I'm like, "For a private event? Okay, cool." She's like, no, come here at like 11.
Like like you're opening.
My mom was so opposed to me DJing. It's like what you were saying. I guess it's the tradition.
It's not.
And they don't, sad to say, they don't support it right away as much as they should until you actually like create some buzz or, you know, you're doing something.
Yeah.
But and it happened just like that. So I came back that following Friday, and I became a resident at that club on Fridays.
At Mojitos.
At Mojitos. And if you're ever in Boston, you should go check that place out. It's pretty dope. And
she threw you that night.
She was like, "Yeah, come next Friday. You're gonna start."
And how was that Friday for you?
It was, I shit my pants. Yeah.
We've done that.
We've done that. I shit my pants because this industry is very scary, especially if you're just thrown into it. You know, I feel like for those who actually gradually learn about the industry and like do their homework, you know, and like actually practice technique.
That's not fun.
Yeah, but I feel like it's not fun.
Exactly.
To a certain extent, right? To each their own. Exactly. But I feel like those people are actually better equipped sometimes. But then when we're just thrown into it, I was thrown into it, and I had this hunger. I was like, okay, I have to learn how to do this. I have to learn how to do that. I have to learn how to do this. And it kind of worked out for me that way.
Sometimes that push helps you to learn because of
100%.
Yeah.
How would you say, and not to say this is like critical, but or of much importance, but how would you say it is being a female in this industry, a DJ female?
Okay, let's talk about just women overall doing men's job.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like people get a double take at women doing a men's job because either they do it better than you, or it's just, I don't know, I feel like there's a lot of opinions on DJing and on nightlife. So in nightlife, there's a lot of men out there, a lot of beautiful women out there, so you need I don't know, for me, I always wanted to lead with like having people respect me and not lead with like my looks.
Do you find that to be one of your biggest challenges?
Yeah, for sure. So I kind of wanted, and even I remember at El Patio, I remember like at the beginning, I wouldn't dress like too revealing. I would very like keep it like low key and like didn't want to, there was like other girls in the group that they would do like this show, and it was very like weird in the beginning for me because like you have all these like people that you look up to and then you decide what route you want to go to. So I was like, I don't think I want to do that show or be that revealing, or I want people to respect me for like the job. And also when we were doing that, a lot of DJs would go and hear you because you know I feel like guys also are very competitive.
Oh yeah.
So they're like, a girl is doing and she's getting paid the same thing as me. Come on. So they'll try to find a way to like discredit you. So I always try to like not give them anything to say. So I always try to work.
How? Yeah, like how? How? Like what would you say
that they would say?
What would you say is like your technique of staying away from that? Besides like the revealing aspect, like gaining that respect from people came from you just being yourself.
I guess I can say I'm very humble and it's very easy to work with. And I just, when I go to a place, or I feel like doing it the whole way around, like me working corporate and me learning so many things about life helped me to like, now I can be my own creative and be independent. But I guess communication, my work ethic, like people will know that shit's gonna get done if like nobody has to baby me or like watch me. So
Yeah.
that like creates kind of a
Level of
respect. Yeah. And people want to invest in you. Like when I talk to these owners and these managers and they're like, and we talk about like the business and what can I add, and they like that. They like that you're not there to just cash a check and like do your thing and get out. Like for me, it's like a family. Like I have my residencies and I've been working with the same people over and
Where are some of
over.
your residencies now? Just so like whoever's watching could
So
know.
El Patio,
Currently,
Rosario,
right now.
Rosario, Candela. I have La Otra as well.
Nice.
So it just changes, but
Do you
yeah.
have like a favorite venue, a favorite place
venue?
to DJ? It doesn't even have to be in Florida, because I know you've traveled. Okay, wait. Let's
Yeah.
talk about that quickly before you mention that.
Let's
Where
talk
have you
about that.
traveled to, and where have you DJ'd? Like, where have you traveled to and DJ'd?
So listen, 2022, I went to like 10 cities.
That's a blessing.
A blessing. That was
That's good
2022.
stuff.
And
Wow.
last year I went to 32 cities.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah. So half of that was
Congrats
a tour
on that,
I
yeah.
do called Sorry Papi. Are we
Yeah.
gonna talk about Sorry Papi?
Yeah. Shout out Sorry Puppy.
Sorry Papi. So Sorry Papi.
That's cool, though. You guys even have stickers.
We have stickers.
Sorry
I also
Papi.
have merch and stuff. I was actually gonna wear a Sorry
This
Papi
is
shirt.
an all-girl event.
All girl event. All girl
Super
DJ
dope.
lineup.
Super dope. Super dope.
All of the staff, like all the
Sorry.
Sorry Papi.
Sorry, Papi.
So it's like, sorry, Papi, you can't go.
Word. Okay.
Yeah. So then, so it's an all girl. It's like the girls' night out.
Okay.
Girls' night out. Your girls' night out, and I feel like it's a night for girls to feel safe,
Of course.
to dance, so they don't have any guys feeling on them or
Yeah.
looking on them. They can feel safe. They can dress however they want.
Right.
We play girl anthems. We just want to yeah, it's so fire. I feel like that's been like one of my biggest gigs and like.
Would you say it's one of your biggest accomplishments? Or biggest accolades, something that you're proud of? Like, no?
I'm very yes. So I've gotten a lot of opportunities last year, thank God. So Sorry Papi was one. I did like 2 or 3 events with Billboard, which was the Weezing one,
Nice.
Fonseca, and then Sorry Papi also had a Billboard event.
Nice.
What else?
And sorry, can you mention some of those cities?
Oh my God, it's a lot. I have notes.
Well,
I
let's
have-
hear it. Facts,
yeah,
let's
yeah,
hear
yeah.
it.
So
32
in-
cities. Wow.
Yes. And like sometimes like I went more
Let me
than
see
once.
this.
More than once.
All right,
So
y'all,
it-
check it out. Cities 2023, Atlanta, Salt Lake City,
But how many times I
Philadelphia,
went to Atlanta?
4 times. Salt Lake City 3 times. Philadelphia, Houston, San Francisco twice. Ecuador. Wow. What's this? Monterrey.
Monterrey. I went to Mexico.
That's Mexico?
Yeah, Mexico.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Las Vegas?
I went to Las Vegas. We did Sorry Papi Vegas.
Orlando twice. Denver twice. Baltimore, New York City. How was New York City?
I love New York. I love New York. But we did Sorry Papi New York. And New York we also did like a boat, like a big boat in New York, and it was amazing. All girls. It was Sorry Papi.
Fire. Chicago, Nashville. Wow. How you say it?
Minneapolis.
Minneapolis. Cincinnati. Dallas. Austin. New Orleans. Santa Ana. Phoenix. Cleveland. Greenville. North Carolina. Charlotte. These are all the 3 different cities in North
It
Carolina.
was actually my first time that I played in
You've been
Medellin.
in Cali. You've been in LA. Holy Christmas. Medellin. Mi amor. Wow.
Yeah, amen.
Wow.
Yeah. Can't complain,
That's what's
thank
up.
God, yes.
And okay, what would be your top 3 cities?
My top 3
yeah,
cities?
like, what's your top? No particular order. What are your top cities?
That Vegas show was really crazy. Even the Sorry Papi team, they're like, Manuela, that show for you was like amazing. That was like, that's their favorite show of me,
Nice.
the Vegas show. I love the Mexico event. I love Denver.
Denver.
I
you
love
know, I've heard
Denver.
that.
I like Nashville too.
Drake
And
says-
Atlanta. Hashtag. Shout out to my people in Atlanta.
Yeah.
I love Atlanta too. But
Atlanta.
I've never played in clubs in New York because I feel like that's another culture.
That's why I asked. I thought
I know.
you did. It's different, to say the least.
I'm sure, and I'm sure it's very
Yeah.
competitive. Have you ever played in New York?
I have.
Yeah?
I
How
have.
is that for you?
Well, considering that I'm from Boston, it's such a. I feel like Boston not necessarily imitates a lot that New York does, but we definitely get influenced with music in particular. So we spin a lot of the same stuff that New Yorkers listen to. So and we're on the latest, like the latest sounds, the latest music. Yeah, we're on it, and it could be various genres. So DJing in Boston is not as competitive as New York because I feel like everybody in there.
I feel like it's super fast paced.
Oh yeah, that too. And like over there, for example, you play a song, 30 seconds, 45 seconds, next, a minute, next, the good part of this song, next. Out here, you're letting songs rock for like 2 minutes.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And people who come...
And people expect that.
Yeah.
And I'm sure in New York, people expect that fast pace.
Fast pace.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a contradicting. Like me coming from Boston over here, I had to switch up my whole style. And I'm not going to say I'm a fan of it, because I really do prefer like DJing the way I DJ'd up in Boston. Yeah, like I don't...
Is Boston more like here or what? No?
No.
Not even?
Nothing. No.
Genre-wise?
Everything.
Everything-wise.
Everything.
Okay. So, okay.
People, music, atmosphere.
So you prefer Boston over Miami?
1,000%.
Everybody heard that, Miami
I'm
people?
I'm sorry.
People are going to be hurt.
I'm sorry. It's okay, but listen. It is what it is. Miami knows how to party.
Right, yeah.
But I feel like
Boston more knows about music.
I feel
like people don't here appreciate that much like music.
Exactly.
Or what you want to like bring to the table. People want to listen to
me trying to break a new record in a club out here is way tougher than it is up north. I mean, it's tougher down here than it is up north.
Yeah.
And up north, you're playing a new song, and there's somebody in the club who probably already heard it. Out here, people will look at you like, what is this guy doing?
Yeah, for sure. You're going to get that look. And
it sucks because
sometimes
it kind of limits.
You have to really go safe.
Yeah, it's like you have to stay within this formula. And hey, like if you're getting paid, and you know, it is what it is. But
we're just doing,
to be honest, it's not the most ideal situation to be in for me. But I'm not gonna complain because look how far we've came, right? What's your ultimate goal with this career, per se?
Okay. Again, I just want to add value and impact. Like for me, like doing this podcast, that helps me a lot because I want people to know a little bit more about women doing this kind of job and just being a role model for women.
You're doing a great job at it, by the way.
I feel like that's like my main goal overall. And I can do that by DJing, by so many, my lifestyle, by Sorry Papi. When I meet women, I just want to make them feel, I feel like women are my favorite audience. And I play for the girls. I definitely play for the girls. I feel like if girls are happy, they're going to stay. And with you being a girl, either girls can love you or they can, So for me, I always want to when I meet a girl, I always want to make sure that they feel safe, that they don't have to worry about me, that like I make them feel like, make their guard down. So that helps a lot.
What would you say you like least about DJing? The least
about DJing?
That's kind of a tough question because you love this, right? But the hours.
I feel like the going to sleep late.
Yeah. How do you keep up with that? Like,
I don't
your
sleep.
Personal life and traveling and
I don't
DJing?
sleep. I'm just kidding. So before, I still worked at aviation at Spirit, which is the airline that I worked for. I worked and DJ'd for a while. So I would work until 2 a.m. and then 8 in the morning, I would be up working from home. So I feel like I've always built up that discipline. And I feel like not drinking helps a lot. So we're going to talk about like that.
So you have a strict routine.
I just like, for me, it's like any other job. You know, like I'm not there to party. I'm in the nightlife, but I'm not within. That
is very important.
I'm not. The thing is, like, I feel like that job is so great for introverts because you're out, but you're really not out. I don't know. I just love it because for me, it's still a job. They're paying me for a lot of things, you know, that were probably when I was in aviation or in corporate, they were not accounted for. So I just really appreciate like.
So you're not one of those people who like play better while they're like drinking.
No, I can literally do all week, all my gigs sober. Like, it doesn't. And I know it's hard for people. Like now, it's like it sucks, and I feel bad. And for this industry, like for me, I never like to promote alcohol, or I don't even like to sometimes put flyers that promote alcohol. Because I don't.
Okay.
Even when, for example, when they're doing videos of me and like recaps, I try to like tell the photographer to keep it clean in a way. Because like, I feel like a lot of people are watching me, and we're going to talk about it. Like for me, I was like, I can control what I do, and people are going to do whatever they want to do. So I can't control but I never want to incite to any of that. And I've had a lot of like managers tell me, oh, promote this, promote that. And I'm like, no. So.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, and do you so when you go into a set, do you prepare for a set, or do you kind of, you don't improvise?
Of course. Notice it, of course. I improvise?
Yeah.
I prepare, but then I improvise. Like I prepare,
So
but
let's say
there's
you
so
have
much
a
you
gig
can
tonight.
Yeah.
Let's just say hypothetically.
I mean, it
speaking.
just depends, because like I feel like we have to put in and how much time we've been doing this. Because I feel like in the beginning, how are your sets? How would you prepare like for your sets in the beginning? In the beginning, I would be like, I would choose song by song by song by song. Also, I would have an hour set. In El Patio, it was an hour set. So an hour set is what? 15 songs, 30 songs?
To squeeze all the,
So let's say it's 60 minutes, 2 songs. Sorry, 2 minutes a song.
Yeah.
That's 30 songs. So I would pick like 30 to 40 songs, and then I would keep it on. That was like way back. That was like my first 6 months. Now I do it, how do you do it? I do it by spot. Because I feel like I cater to what the place needs, not what I like. So I like to do folders with the, like based on the, obviously I have my genres separated, but then after that I have like a folder for that venue.
What's your least favorite genre?
My least favorite genre?
I mean, I know your favorite is reggaeton, no?
Yeah, I don't have a least favorite. So a least favorite to mix?
To mix.
Okay. Yeah. So I do have one for that. So for reggaeton, I feel like you have to know about reggaeton to mix reggaeton.
100%.
Because you can't be mixing all the classics and all the like commercial stuff. You need to put in between like those like, I don't know, those like non-commercial songs. So what happens?
The commercial tracks,
the non-commercial, because what would you do when you're opening? You can't put, you can't put all the like the
bangers.
The bangers. Yeah. So for me, with that is rap and hip hop.
Yeah.
Because you have to know about rap and hip hop. Because if not, you're gonna play all the bangers, and you're not gonna know about.
Yeah.
So I feel like me is because I don't really know. I didn't grow up like listening to like. I know my rap and but I'm not like as up to date or like.
I feel like Miami, they're not really like, I wouldn't say open to hip hop, but like you go to most clubs out here and it's mainly Latin. Right
now it's mainly Latin, but
it was different back then.
I feel like back then, I feel like now reggaeton, like we have to play, like now they have to play, but before at Live, what would they play? I don't feel like they'll play like hip. I'm still like I feel like here you need to play. If you're in open format, you need to play dembow, guaracha, house, hip hop, not R&B, maybe some dancehall.
Yeah, Afro.
Maybe some Afro dancehall.
Yeah, there's that formula. Facts.
And then reggaeton, and then that's it. But you need to know about hip hop and rap.
How do you feel about these sets, like the opening set, mid set, closing set?
I love it.
You have a favorite when it comes to those?
I can do both, and I you know what? The thing is, with Candela, I've opened with them for now 2 years. Wow. So I used to do every Wednesday, and I would open 11 to 2. Now I'm doing Fridays, 2 to 5. So I'm closing.
Oh, that's the closing set. Facts.
So I love to open because to get a venue with no one, to get a venue from not even a soul in there, to get it popping, I feel like there has to be. For me, like DJing is telling a story, right? So it's a beginning, a middle, and an end, right? So you can like go back and forth, and that's why sometimes I like to open so much because I feel like not a lot of DJs can open.
I 1000% agree with you.
Harder,
I think
no?
They don't follow the rules nowadays. People don't stick to code. And it sucks.
And it's not gonna make you look better. It's gonna make you look better if you know how to open. Exactly. Like not putting bangers is not gonna make you look good. Like it's not. And I feel like DJs, please just do your homework and try not to. For me, like for example, for Sorry Papi, since we're all DJs and we're all girl DJs, we obviously also working with girls and trying to separate the music. The opener should not put anything new from that year. Period.
I agree.
So like we would, for Sorry Papi, we would say, okay, anything from, I don't know, whenever to like 2022 should anything after that should not be touched. You know? So kind of.
How do you feel about the music that's coming out nowadays? Do you feel like it's like valuable music? And not to say like, you know, music is not valuable, but I feel like nowadays like music just isn't hitting the way it used to hit. Like 2020, everything, like when Mike Towers dropped, and just like the reggaeton from 2020 compared to now, for instance, if we're just
even the Colores
reggaeton.
album with J Balvin. Yeah. That Colores album was crazy. I remember pandemic.
Like now, I feel like I find myself playing older music and not necessarily new stuff. And I want to know if it's the same for everyone.
I feel like I do feel what you're talking about. I feel like the new music has more about melody and now about more like substance or like the lyrics of it. I feel like maybe the only artist that can probably like say that he's up to date and we're listening up to him and we're listening to him and like live and all the like craziest Fade. Like I feel like
Fade is
for sure.
Right
and there's like it's a new sound. It's like not a commercial sound. Is that a Bad Bunny? I feel like that's so we are kind of playing new stuff, but I do find myself playing like old reggaeton, like old bangers.
And you prefer to do that?
Now I like to just also thing about opening, I can play with things I usually don't play in my closing set. So I kind of like that. Even though in my closing set, I do like to surprise. So for me about like being a good DJ or like, it's like that surprise effect. So Harvey told me once, he's like, Manu, don't worry. A good DJ, like you can learn how to use the equipment. You can Google that, you can YouTube that, you can do all of that. That's learnable. Like don't worry, you can learn how to use that. But putting the song that the people are not gonna expect that surprise element, that's what it is. So it's like, oh, so that's for me is like when people are like, you can feel it. They're like, oh, like you can feel this, or I can feel the girls screaming.
Yeah,
that's what I like.
That's one of my favorite things. So when people ask me like, why do I DJ? It's because I'm able to create those memories, and those woes or those ohs. Like, you don't know how impactful that could be on someone else's life. You don't know who walks through those doors and what they're going through.
Yes.
So like you being able to just give them at least an hour, 30 minutes of that feeling, of that sensation. That's why I do it.
I feel like also music brings you to places. So in the lyrics, you don't know what people are going through, what they're thinking. And you know what I feel like also about the opening and closing sets? People go there to listen to that one song, to that one Bad Bunny song, to that one. So when you put it at 11 p.m. and people hear it, it's not going to be the same when you repeat it. Like it's not.
Exactly.
So that's why I feel like it's a connection with people, and for me with girls, because like I want to make sure that they're having fun, and I feel like men cater too much to men as well. Yeah. So when you put certain tracks,
and themselves, they're very selfish.
Well, I wouldn't say that, but
you wouldn't say that?
I mean, I say they cater to themselves and to but they're not as. I mean, I try to cater to both, because I do like my my violent music.
Violent music. What's next for you? What would you say is next for you?
I want to go to Europe.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm putting it out there.
So, just so I could kind of get an idea, I know you work. Do you work with a particular agency?
I do have a manager, a booking manager.
Does that help? How helpful would you say that is?
So.
Do you think you'll be able to get as far as you have now without that? Without a manager? Realistically speaking.
No. Yeah, for sure. You can get by. I feel like you're your own manager, and I feel like that's been my situation. Again, the clients that I work with once, I keep on working with them every 2 to 3 months. So it's a relationship, right? The gigs that he gets me are amazing too. He got me the Billboard. Like he has a different contacts, that I could never get a hold of. So that helps.
One hand washes the other.
Yeah. So I feel like having someone else that has contacts and then that can say, oh, I can vouch for her. So he's done that for me. He's like, oh, I vouch for her, and he's gotten me into doors that I wouldn't have done myself. So
kudos to him.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Thank you, Chris.
Shout out to you, Chris.
Yes.
In an industry that's like so cutthroat as this, like how do you deal with like discouragement? I want to kind of get into some personal things. Like how
so I've
how
actually
do you,
I've had things, and I've really not talked about this, but I've had opportunities taken away from me, and also opportunities that were taken from somebody else that were given to me, that I've also had to understand that I can't feel bad for a friend, that I also have to like take in an opportunity that was just for me, and that if an opportunity wasn't for me, it's because it was not my time.
Amen.
It was not my time, and you have to understand that. And I feel like it'll come to you when you're ready and when you're like vibrationally aligned. And I feel like that opportunity was not meant for me at that time.
Okay.
So you have to let it go, work on yourself, and then if it's for you, it'll happen. Yeah.
Do you believe in God?
Of course. Yes.
Word. That's so fire. Would you say like this career kind of like changes or alters the person you are?
Yes.
How so? That was fast.
Just because we're in a nightlife. I feel like alcohol, drugs, nightlife, just everything past 10 p.m. Like you should, And I grew up with three men that were my mom is super and has always been.
Strict.
She's super strict.
I could tell.
She's been super strict. My brothers too. When I would go out at 18, so I feel like everything prepped me to like handle this nightlife, because if I would have started this at 20 or like 18 years old, I would have taken a different route. So that's why for me, I've always been like a workaholic, super independent. So I've always had to like vouch for myself. So you can't really just be independently and just be messing around. So I've always been like just responsible,
Kudos
I guess.
to you on that.
Yeah.
How is it for when it comes to dating? Because you're often around a lot of men.
Yeah.
So how's the dating aspect, if you don't mind me asking?
So in the beginning, I've had people that really didn't like it, but they were not from the industry, so they couldn't really understand what it was like. And I would understand. I would understand. Like you would not, and believe me, I would not like. If I was a man and if I was not in the industry, I would not like my woman in a club. If I was not in the industry, and if I was a man. Let me just repeat that.
Have you dated someone in the industry?
Yes.
How was that?
It was good. It was good, but I don't know if I would ever do it again. Like it has like its perks and not, because like same schedule.
Yeah.
So like
sharing music. I'm assuming you guys practice together. That's fire.
And like just helping out each other in like gigs or stuff like that. I feel like that's a good part of it.
Now the cons.
Let me drink water.
Let's get touchy.
I have no clue.
Let's get into it.
I feel like it's not a con of dating somebody in the nightlife. I feel like as a person, because you know what? A lot of people can say, oh, I won't date Manuela because she's in the nightlife. But I'm so different that you can definitely, I feel like as a person, it's not the industry. Because I feel like a lot of people in the industry, like, I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of industry couples that make it. No? You haven't seen DJ like boyfriend and girlfriend?
I feel like what you touched up on earlier affects, or for example, like if I'm dating a girl and she's not accustomed to being in the club, she's going to take everything that she sees as like, not offensive, but it's going to bother her, especially if like she's a girl comes up to you, hugs you.
Not even that, or like somebody is like, oh.
Yeah, because you know how it is. It's sad to say, like we do get a lot of attention, even when we don't want attention. And ironically speaking, I'm one of those people who I don't really like attention. Like I just do it. I do this because I love what I do. But if I could do this without having to deal with all the extra stuff,
So I feel like, you know what, also from different DJs that I've met, And that's why this kept calling me, because I didn't do it out of ego. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't do it because, or I still don't do it because of either attention or validation or I don't know, being popular, or I don't know.
That's the least of my like concern.
And that shows, and you can feel it in your how you dress, and that's why people come up to you, because you're there. If the people that are there for the attention are the ones that get the least attention, are the ones that get the least, So I guess us, that we're doing it for the right reason, that's why it's just normal and it's natural.
Do you feel like this city though makes it hard for us?
For dating?
No, not dating. For like trying to be pure, trying to be yourself, especially as a DJ, because
I feel like I'm myself.
Everything seems so like fake.
Yes.
When we're out there, like I'm out there and I'm DJing, and I just look out and I'm just like, wow, like it's all a facade.
I love my perspective when I'm there in the DJ booth. Also, when I go out, I love being in the DJ booth. I don't like being in a room where there's a lot of, because I also feel like that's very draining. Your energy drains you for being in a. So I don't like to. If I'm going to a club and I'm not working and I'm doing it for research purposes or I'm networking or anything, I like to know the people or be very like. I don't like to be clubbing and there's a bunch of people. Yeah.
And that's how you're able to stay in your lane.
Yeah.
Manuela, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for this. It was a pleasure. After only 2 or 3 months of trying to get a hold of you.
I do that.
No.
2023, are you?
We would plan it, and then it's just like, you would have things to do. So don't ever take it like I was mad at you.
Never.
Was ever offended. I actually appreciate it. Like, I'm happy for you. No. Keep going.
Thank you.
Thank you. Manuela Vibes, ladies and gentlemen. Miwe, Campe, Leo, thanks for having us. VidaDeDon. Until next time.
Thank you.